What up, Dre Radio right here, man. Listen, I'm gonna put this thing to rest about this 3-eye atlas thing. It's a distraction. Everybody talking about it's a spaceship. It's a comet. It got seven comets behind it and all of this, and it's we don't even know if it's real or not. This could be something the government just made up to distract us once again. They've been talking about a spaceship supposed to be coming into our atmosphere for 10 years now. I ain't seen nothing. And so I don't believe none of this stuff no more. If it ain't right in my face to where I can see it and touch it, I ain't gonna believe it. Getting everybody stirred up over nothing. Meanwhile, the government closed down. Ain't nobody getting paid, but they getting paid. The government getting paid their money. They still taking taxes out of everybody's check. Thought they supposed to be closed down. So, it's enough with it. It's enough with the foolery, man. And you know what I mean? We got to really just use our heads and start ignoring the stuff that they throw in front of our face. You know what I mean? And, people and then it's people that's making up their own little story about it and their own opinion about whatever. It's most likely it's nothing. You will be going to work. No matter what happens on this planet, some kind of way, people are still got to pay bills and go to work. So I guess it ain't that bad. When this so-called pandemic hit with the COVID, people still had to go to work. So, and it's supposed to be like a world pandemic to where you can't come in contact with other people. But a lot of people still had to go to work. Okay. All right. Listen, we don't even know what that was. They said it was COVID, whatever it was. We don't know what that was. Half of the people that we saw on the internet that was popping up on the internet, laying in a hospital bed, claiming that they were dying, those probably they were paid actors. Some of them people might have been paid actors. I don't know. I mean, this whole thing since 2019, in my opinion, it's just been BS. Since 2019 to now, everything to me is just a bunch of BS and distractions from the government, because what they're doing is creating this new world order that they've been talking about since the 60s. Now, if you go back and you look at and do your history, Kennedy spoke on the new world order. I think that's what they're working on. And so in order to do that, they have to distract everyone while they implement their plan. You know what I mean? Keep you busy worried about something that ain't going to happen when they're really creating something that's going to happen with this new world order. They're doing it right in front of our face if you really look at it. If you really think about it, they creating this AI. A lot of people at Amazon, I don't know, what was it, y'all? 30,000, 40,000 people, 4,000 or something like that, losing their job because the new owner of Amazon is going to replace them with AI technology. Jeff Bezos been sold Amazon. Nobody knew that. I think maybe this year when everybody found out about it, Jeff Bezos had been sold Amazon. These people been had it. This is how these big companies do. They do what they want to do, and they don't have to tell anybody. This is how these big, huge corporations do. They just sell and swap and sell and swap. That's how they do it between each other. And the little man on the totem pole, he gonna get what's left, whatever consequences of that. But it's never good. And so I want everybody to try to stay focused, man, and try to keep your mind right, because something is going to happen, right? But you don't want to be, you don't want to be confused when it does happen. You don't want to be surprised when it does happen, because I promise you, it's not going to be nothing like what they throwing in our face. Nothing like what they throwing in our face, what they getting ready to do. Now, as far as the mark of the beast go and all of that, I think it's symbolic. I don't know, but they are putting chips. They doing practice runs on putting chips in people's hands to pay for food and to pay bills and stuff. And they say they doing that to cut down on the scams and the fraud and all this other stuff, with the banks and all of this. And you're gonna have to get the chip in order to sell, buy, eat, and all of that. So I don't know. I don't know how that's gonna work out because I didn't take the jab. I played that little game during COVID, and I did a COVID test, 2 different tests. So the first one they say I didn't have nothing, and the second one they say I had the COVID. I wasn't feeling sick either time. But these people called me, and this is my word. These people called me. They tried to get me to take the jab the second time, and I wouldn't do it. Somebody was calling my phone, and it wasn't the clinic. Somebody was calling my phone all time for 30 days, all times of the night, harassing me about taking that jab. They was calling me 10, 11 o'clock at night on a Saturday, trying to get me and force me to take the jab. And they tried to do the little scare tactics where you're gonna die if you don't. You're gonna die because you have COVID, so you're gonna die if you don't get this jab. And these people, they literally started being a little aggressive with me for 30 days straight, or maybe a little bit more over 30 days. They would call me all times of the night about this damn jab, and I never took it. And so I come from, man, you could break your leg, so you could, a tablespoon of Robitussin, you all right. You know what I mean? You get stabbed in your head. Tablespoon of Robitussin, you all right. Hey, that's how it went. Break a bone, break your shoulder, break your back, break your leg. Sit down, walk it off. Tablespoon of Robitussin. That's where I come from. So, they couldn't, one thing I don't play no scare tactics. I don't play none of that. None of that. Not from somebody who can bleed and die like me. Nah, I don't play that. So, no. So what I'm trying to tell y'all, man, stay focused. Don't be believing everything you hear, and don't be believing everything you see, because now it's different. They got AI, they got all this stuff they can put up in front of you. And once you wake up from the matrix, because there is a matrix. You got to look it up. There is a matrix. Once you wake up from that matrix, the world is going to be ugly. It's going to be ugly. Well, as long as you sleep, and everything is all good, it's all beautiful. You sell your soul, it's all good, it's all beautiful. But the minute you want to wake up from that matrix and be strong and deny all the stuff that's not right, yeah, things gonna get a little rough for you. But all you got to do is believe in God, pray, and stand on what's right. Everybody want to stand on what's wrong. Now it's time to start standing on what's right. And you get and be willing to die for it. So, it's a lot of people that stood for something right and then no longer here no more. You know what I mean? Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey, all of these people stood for something right, and they gave their life for it. And don't you think for 1 second they didn't know they probably would have to give their life for it. They knew. They knew. And so that's the thing. Fear. You have to eliminate fear. I don't know who taught us to be fearful of dying, because you really don't never die. You just transition over from this body that you're in. You just transition over. And if you right within, that's how you win. You right within, you're gonna go somewhere real cushiony, and that's my belief. Because the truth will come out in the end, and righteousness will win in the end. I'm telling you. We're on this planet. The planet is not evil. It's the spirits and the forces of this planet that's evil. That 1%. I believe it goes back to that 1%. You got to think about it. 99% of us are modern day slaves. We going to work. We got to put up with these. We're around people that's weird, mean. Nowadays, managers don't know no more than the employees. That's why nothing is right at the job. There's no structure at these jobs because the managers don't know their ass from a hole in the ground either. So there's no structure on the jobs. That's why it's so much commotion. And I had never in my life seen so many violent acts on these jobs. Every time I turn around, somebody getting unalived at these jobs. You got to take all the commotion and all the BS that go on these jobs. I blame the managers. I blame poor management. So what I'm saying is, I don't want to go off topic. That's another topic for another day. But what I'm saying is, it's chaos. You live in a chaotic world. It's not the world. It's just the spirit and the evil forces that's around you. And it's in the Bible too. And so you have to resist. You have to deny yourself. You have to, come up against temptation. You have to deny your temptations, deny your desires, deny all of this stuff so you can be strong and righteous within. And don't you ever fear. You don't ever fear. Fear is only an emotion. It's a strong emotion, but if you allow it to take you over, you're going to go for anything. You could be controlled by it like they did with the COVID. Yeah, they was controlling people with that, but not everybody took it. Not everybody went for it. And I noticed that. I was one of the ones that didn't go for it. This so-called pandemic, right? Think about it. It's supposed to be something that when it first hit, they were saying that, it's going to take out a certain percentage of the world. I remember when they said this. Now, I'm yet to hear a big commotion about it on the news. And this supposed to be something that's supposed to take out a certain percentage of the world. Nobody talking about it like that no more. Come on, stop playing. You're playing. Playing with the weak. Everybody ain't strong. So they know they're going to get some people because everybody is not strong. Everybody is not strong-minded. Some people are easily led by others. And this government know that. And so another thing I want to talk about with this government, and I ain't talking against the government, I'm talking about what they doing. I believe this uptick of autism in these children is coming from somewhere. There's no way you're going to get me to believe that all of these children is coming here with this autism, that it ain't coming from somewhere. I don't know if it's the prenatal care stuff. I don't know if they giving them the when they get vaccinated when they're born, but it's a uptick in that. And it's becoming obvious that they are probably trying to create a generation of people who can't think for themselves correctly, who can't make probably good decisions, or a group of people who they could control a lot easier. So my mind is all over the place with it. So I speculate and I put my opinions on a lot of stuff because some of the stuff I don't know for sure, but man, sometimes you could just feel it. You could just feel when something ain't right. You just can't keep throwing stuff in my face, and I'm supposed to just keep going for it. So you know what I'm saying? Everybody, man, don't be down with that fear-mongering stuff, man. Don't even just pay attention. And it is something going on. Something is going to happen. Now that's fact. Something going on and something going to happen. But it ain't nothing with what's being thrown in your face. That's a distraction. Trust me, that's a distraction. And so this is my message for today, man. Y'all stay up, stay strong, stay prayed up, man. You know what I mean? Don't live in fear. Continue to live your life But just keep your eyes open, your ears open, man, and just pay attention. Just start paying attention. Take mental notes of what you see and hear. Because a lot of the time when you hear BS, it be little clues, and even in the BS, you might can pull a clue from the BS that they throwing at you. You know what I'm saying? And you got to put stuff together like a puzzle. You know, that's how I do it. You know what I mean? Just pull from this, pull from that, and you probably can put it together like a puzzle and come up with a more factual opinion of it or something like that. You know what I mean? So I want y'all to just stay down for the crown, man. For real, man. Peace out. Dre Radio right here. Dre Radio frequency right here, man. Holla back. Holla at your boy. Peace.